This is the Strip Sack Dualcast. I'm the Hawk.
He's a salty hawk. I'm the fat man. Let's bust his balls.
There's going to be none of that today.
Oh, it's all
I
the
don't
ball
care.
busting.
I don't care. We're going to give you guys a recap, and then we're going to do a preview of the next 3 games coming on later today. So we're going to get right into it. Colts 24, Bills 27, Josh Allen 26 of 35, 324 yards, 2 touchdowns, 11 rushing attempts for 54 yards and another score. Stephon Diggs doing what he does best, 6 receptions, 128 yards and a touchdown. And Old Man Rivers, I know we all thought that he was going to be horrible. He wasn't. 27 for 46, 309 yards, 2 touchdowns. And the big surprise for me is they only got 78 yards with Jonathan Taylor on the ground.
The big surprise for me was that the Colts actually made a game out of it. I thought good old sniper Josh Allen was going to light him up.
Should have listened to Hawk. I knew this was going to be a game. They match up well against the Bills.
Yeah,
and you know what?
The
big thing for the Colts in this game is they left a lot of points on the board. They failed on a 4th down conversion deep in the red zone. They missed a field goal. They had a huge drop on another drive in the first half that could have potentially led to some points. You know, they just needed to execute better.
They missed 2 field goals, didn't they? 2 field goals. I think old boy was 1 for 3. I think he needs a new pair of glasses.
Yeah. Is what it is there. My biggest question, though, is what's next for Phillip Rivers, do you think? Do you think that, he's done enough this season to warrant himself another comeback tour? You think he's done for this season? You think he'll be on a new team?
Child number 47. That's what's next for Phillip Rivers. I guess we'll see if the Colts make a play for Deshaun Watson. I really think that's where Watson should go. Look, if he wants to come back, come on back. I love listening to you talk shit. So come back and talk some more. But I mean, he played well enough this year to warrant coming back again. He wants a Super Bowl. And I could see that being the only reason he comes back is because he's trying to get a ring.
Yeah.
And I think the Colts, I don't know. I think they're still pretty far away.
Well, we'll see. All right. My thoughts on it, I think that he definitely did enough, and I think the Colts would be dumb to move on from him. Unless they get another guy that is like, maybe they get Stafford or Deshaun Watson. I think that would be a reasonable selection over Rivers. But Jacoby Brissett or any rookie coming out, no, not a reasonable. I don't think it's warranted. I think he played well.
I wouldn't try going and grabbing a rookie. I'd definitely try to get a vet, maybe a Ryan Fitzpatrick. If they don't get Watson or Stafford, go after Fitzpatrick. Wentz will probably be out there and available. So they're going to have options.
They're going to sit there and have Fitzpatrick versus Rivers kids.
Yeah.
See who wins that football game.
Fitzpatrick and Rivers are going to start their own football team, and it's just going to be all of their kids. But no, I think Rivers earned a shot at coming back if he wants to. But like we said, there's going to be a lot of quarterbacks available too. Even Atlanta, their owner came out and said that their next GM, everything's on the table. If he wants to trade Matt Ryan or Julio Jones, go for it. So I think we're going to see more than our fair share of veteran quarterbacks floating out there in the free agent pool or trade block.
Yeah. All right. Moving on to the next game that I'm extremely excited to talk about. The Rams 0, the Seahawks 80. We fucking smashed them. Russell Wilson had 580 yards and 6 touchdowns. They couldn't stop Rashad Penny on the ground. And then I decided to turn Madden off because the Rams won 30-20. Very salty. Jared Goff, 9 for 19, 155 yards and a touchdown. He was playing with fucking 4 fingers back there. So, I mean, it is what it is there. Cam Akers, though, he really fucked up the Hawks rush defense. 28 for 131 yards and a touchdown. Aaron Donald and Leonard Floyd, they fucking were in the backfield like every freaking play. They both had a pair of sacks. Russell was not very good. 11 for 27, 174 yards. 2 touchdowns and a pick. Thank you, DK. because he was the only bright spot on the Hawks offense with 5 receptions, 96 yards, and 2 touchdowns.
And Aaron Donald's ribs got banged up there toward the end of the game, I saw. So that should be an interesting thing to watch going forward for the Rams. But let's be honest, I really don't think either one of us were really all that surprised with this game. We knew it's a division game. You don't want to play the same division opponent for the third time. Sean McVay owns Pete Carroll. Pete Carroll should start calling him daddy. I'm not surprised the Rams won.
I mean, I'm just surprised at how they dominated the game, honestly. I thought if they were going to beat us, it would be somewhere close. The game wasn't really close. The score honestly should be 30-13. They dominated us up front. Our offensive line is the biggest reason why they lost this game. They just couldn't catch a break. They were doing a lot of mistakes, ton of the holding calls, killed some of our drives. I mean, you can't do shit when it's 1st and 25. It is what it is.
Being as your Hawks season is over, what do you think the Rams are going to do going forward? How do you think they're going to be the rest of the playoffs?
They're going to be the Lambs next week and get fucking smoked. Fuck the Rams. They didn't get no respect over here. What, you thought like after this game that I was going to come in with a Rams jersey?
That's it. Yeah, and a hat too. What the fuck?
Fuck that. Seattle all day, man. Go Hawks. Next year.
Surprised you're not getting the fucking Errol Donald fucking 99 right under your eye, like a little teardrop.
Oh man, there's tears already. I had no tears busting them in Madden, all right? Thank you, rookie mode.
Hey, now, don't be telling my secrets. That's how Miami wins the Super Bowl every year. Fucking Madden in my house.
We got about 8 straight.
With Ryan Tannehill and Adam Gase on the team still.
Buccaneers 31, Washington 23. Tom Brady doing Tom Brady things, 22 for 40, 381 yards, 2 touchdowns. Mike Evans, who I was actually surprised was in the game, 6 receptions, 119 yards. You know, that connection's really, really good. Same with Antonio Brown and Chris Godwin, who had the case of the dropsies today. But who the fuck is Taylor Heineke? Who is this guy?
Heineke.
26 for 44, 306 yards, a touchdown and a pick. And Cam Sims, 7 receptions, 104 yards. Who the fuck is Tyler Heineke?
Some guy they signed off the street fucking 3 weeks ago.
Dude, this is a good fucking game. This was a good game. Like, it was Heineke showed a lot of poise. He made a number of plays, not only with his arm, but with his legs. I was really surprised with how well the offense played.
Does Heineke get a shot at starting next year for Washington?
So that's the crazy thing. That's my point here, you know, right here, written down. I think he does. I think this performance warrants him a chance to at least fight for the position next year. You know, like he showed a lot of things. He showed toughness. He showed a lot of accuracy. You know, he showed that he could be a playmaker. You know, him diving for that goal, for that pylon to get a touchdown. That was a huge play. I mean, that's a huge highlight for him. You know, I think this definitely warrants him a chance to compete for the job at the very least.
Because I'd be surprised if Alex Smith comes back.
No, I mean, I don't even know why the fuck he's here at all.
You know what? That's one team that I have not entertained the thought of Deshaun Watson going to.
You entertain that thought, bud.
Well, think about how beastly that would look.
I mean, I think Watson could go anywhere and it would look beastly, but especially to a team that's got a top 5 defense.
That's what I'm saying. Like that's maybe the next fit. But
Terry McLaurin's 100% a fucking bona fide number 1 wide receiver. You know, he's basically got the same skill set as Stephon Diggs. You know, that would be a great fit for him. You know, decent running game. Well, Antonio Gibson, we don't know exactly how far he's going to go, but he had a pretty good campaign this year. You know, most people do improve in their sophomore season, so we'll see.
All right.
Good question.
Enough living in the past. Let's get into tomorrow's game, shall we?
Let's do it. First, Ravens and Titans. All right. Lamar.
Wrong guy,
said the wrong one. Almost said the wrong one. Ryan Tannehill, 3,819 yards for the season, 33 touchdowns, 7 picks, 106.5 passer rating, and the fat man wishes he was still a Dolphin.
Fuck Ryan Tannehill.
But that isn't even like the big part there. We know we got King Henry back there with 378 attempts, 2,027 yards, 17 touchdowns. And A.J. Brown leading their wide receiver core with 70 receptions, 1,075 yards, and 11 touchdowns.
Are you done blowing Tannehill now?
No.
I didn't think so.
I think
All right, let's talk about another running back, Lamar Jackson. So, we all know what he can do with his legs. Broke 1,000 yards again. Trying to find it here on my cheat sheet. Ran for 1,000 yards. My shit's all fucked up. Had 7 rushing touchdowns. But let's talk about his arm a little bit. So he's got a 64% completion percentage. That's pretty good for a running back. He threw for 2,757 yards. That's really good for a running back. Averages 7.3 yards per attempt, 26 touchdowns, only 9 interceptions. Which means he's a pretty damn good running back. This guy could win you football games. So let the hate roll in. Honestly, that's the only guy I pulled stats for on the Ravens. But the other impressive thing is here, their offense is number 1 in the league in rushing yards with 192 a game, which is kind of crazy. Derrick Henry runs for 2,000 yards, and the Titans aren't first, but whatever. Their defense, however, is 7th in total yards against them and only allowed 19 points a game. 108 of those are rushing yards, which means they have a really good chance at stopping King Henry, containing him, slowing him down, not letting him break for 200 yards.
And talking about that defense, this is exactly where the Titans lack. They do not have a very good pass rush. In fact, they're 30th in the NFL in sacks, and this is going to be the biggest key to this game. They're not going to be able to pressure Lamar. They're not going to be able to contain him. He's going to be able to do whatever the hell he wants back there. And, you know, you looking at their offenses, they're pretty similar. They're pretty straightforward. You have the number 1, number 2 rushing teams in the NFL. But one team ain't going to stop shit, which goes to my pick. I'm taking the fucking Ravens. I'm taking Lamar Jackson. He's getting his first playoff win just to shut some haters up. Some, because all of them are still going to go there.
So I'm taking the running back too. I'm taking the Ravens. But interestingly enough, I don't think he's going to do it all with his legs. No. I think he's going to stand back there. He's going to have all day, and he's going to sling it around and show everybody he can throw the ball.
He absolutely could. The thing with Lamar that people fucking love to bash is like how many times he's fumbled. The fact he doesn't throw for a lot of yards. When I watch Lamar, he's not just sitting there, you know, either running or throwing to his first read. The guy actually goes through fucking progressions. He goes through his first, second, third reads. This is why he's so good. And his decision making is at an elite level. There's only like 2 or 3 quarterbacks in the NFL right now that makes better decisions on the football field than him.
And they only average about 170 passing yards a game, which is pretty butt cheeks in today's game, but it just shows that smash mouth football still wins.
And I love me some smash mouth football.
Yeah. That's what the Steelers used to be.
All right, next game, the Bears at the Saints, the Laughing Bowl, because it's getting played on Nickelodeon. You're gonna have SpongeBob and fucking Patrick commentating the game for y'all. I hope you're really excited.
I want to know how Nickelodeon landed that in the first place.
SpongeBob.
But yet it's not on Amazon.
SpongeBob sports pants.
I wonder if he's going to be wearing a Bears jersey.
We'll see. I can't wait to see Patrick. Duh! All right, Drew Brees. We're going to talk about the offense here. 24 touchdowns, 6 picks, 2,942 yards, and the most accurate quarterback in NFL history this season. Just measly 70.5% completion percentage. Very pedestrian for him.
That's Tua's future.
The other big guy, Alvin Kamara, who not only led his team in rushing this year, but also led it in receiving yards. 932 on the ground, 16 touchdowns, 5 yards a carry, and 756 yards in the air and 5 touchdowns. He's a beast. He's a beast. You got to worry about that, Alvin Kamara.
All right. So I'll talk a little bit about the Bears. So Mitch Trubisky has been pretty hot the past month. He has a 6-3 record starting this year.
Way to sneeze.
Which kind of makes you wonder why the Bears ever put fucking Foles in, because they're 6-3 with Trubisky. 67% completion percentage. The rest of the shit, we know he only played 9 games, but he had 2,000 yards, 16 touchdowns, 8 interceptions, which is average enough. Khalil Mack, though, 9 sacks on the year, 3 forced fumbles. The guy's a monster. We all know about that Bears defense. I know we got it rolling down there at the bottom of the ticker, but I'm dumb. I can't read that fast. So their defense and their offense are kind of both just below the middle of the pack. Matter of fact, their offense is smack dab in the middle. Their defense is a little worse than that. 17th in yards. They give up 248 pass yards, 110 rush yards, and they give up. I'm looking at the goddamn Browns. My bad. Their defense is 11th in yards. They're 12th against the pass, 15th against the rush. They only give up 23 points a game. The scary part is their offense only scores 23 points a game. Their offense is actually 26th in the league in yards. So I don't know, man. I don't like the Bears at all. It was painful looking up these stats. And apparently painful reading them too, because I was looking at the wrong game.
And on top of that, that offense being what it is playing against one of the league's best defenses. They're led by Demario Davis, Malcolm Jenkins, and Cameron Jordan. They're 8th in the league in sacks. They're fourth in opposing quarterback rating. Mitch Trubisky had a great December. He only had 2 bad games in the last 6 that he's played, and I think he's going to struggle really hard against this defense. I know that he really wants a win. I don't see it happening. I got the Saints winning fairly easily.
Yeah, I think
ain't going home the first week of playoffs.
I think I kind of already let you know how I feel. The fucking Saints are going to win. Love me, Drew Brees. I'm still butthurt that over the debacle that he didn't end up in Miami. All these years later. Who would have thought that Dante Culpepper would have quit playing fucking 10 years ago? Yeah, I like the Saints in this game. Let's see if I can not fuck up this next batch of stats.
Before we move on, though, if Trubisky does win this game, though, you think that warrants him a new contract with the Bears? Or do you think they should just move on?
No, get him the fuck out of there.
All right.
Let him be a backup.
I think that it would. I think that it would, honestly, unless they have a chance at somebody like Deshaun Watson.
Let him go to Washington. Trade Washington for Tyler Heineke.
Taylor Heineke.
Tyler Heineke. Heineke.
All right. The best team ever. The greatest team of all time. Even better than the 16-0 Patriots or the undefeated 1972 Dolphins. We're talking about the 2020 Pittsburgh Steelers. All right, they're not that good. All right.
Shit.
Ben Roethlisberger, 3,803 yards, 33 touchdowns, and 10 interceptions. It's a respectable season, but considering they passed the ball like 70% of the time, it's really not that good. Their lead back, James Conner, 169 attempts, 721 yards, and 6 touchdowns. The bright side, though, all starting wide receivers, over 800 yards apiece. All of them have at least 7 touchdowns. They're one of the league's best wide receiving cores in there ain't no debating that, you know. They have a lot of upside. Chase Claypool, Juju Smith, that new guy, Deontay Johnson, as long as he can hold on to the ball.
Are you done?
I'm done.
Fucking
What do you
Steelers.
got? What do you got?
Man over there. So for the Browns, whose stats I started throwing out there thinking they were the Bears. It's been a long day, folks. All right, so their offense is right in the middle of the pack. They're 16th. They 220 passing yards a game, 148 rushing yards, 25.5 points a game. Defense, 17th in yards, 247 in passing game, 110 in the rushing game, 26.2 points a game they're giving up. Baker Mayfield stats, you know, we all know Baker had a good season. He's 11-5, 62.8% completion percentage, 3,500 yards, 7.3 attempts, 26 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. I feel like I read all those off already. I did. They're very close to Lamar Jackson stats. And then we got Mr. Nick Chubb, 1,000 yards, 5.6 per attempt, 12 touchdowns. And then the god on the edge, Myles Garrett, 12 sacks, 33 tackles, 4 forced fumbles. Yeah. I didn't even bother looking up Kareem Hunt or Jarvis Landry because that's 2 more weapons. I like them better than anybody on the Steelers roster, except for maybe Ben, because he's old, he's tough. Likes to trap girls in the bathroom and wreck motorcycles.
Did you seriously say the god Myles Garrett?
God.
What you said?
God.
Well, I mean, if he's a god, then this next guy's a fucking titan because I got TJ Watt leading one of the best defenses in the league, and they also lead the NFL in sacks at 56. TJ Watt had 16. He's probably going to be the defensive player of the year. So sit the fuck down, Myles Garrett.
You know why I said Myles Garrett's a god?
Because he bashes heads with helmets.
Because he swung fucking Mason Rudolph's helmet like Thor's hammer.
So I already went 0-3 in the first 3 picks.
Oh, so you're taking the Steelers, huh?
I feel very, very strongly about those picks, and I was wrong. I feel strongly about these picks. I'm probably going to be wrong again. That being said, I did say that I wanted to see, and I predicted a Browns Seahawks Super Bowl. So even though all the COVID issues that the Browns are having, I'm going to go with the Browns in the upset, probably 28-21.
So the thing that I found kind of interesting is the Steelers only have about 80 yards a game running the ball, which means they are very, very beatable because you can't, when you're throwing the ball all over the place the whole game, you're leaving a lot of time on the clock. The Browns have a 2-headed beast in Chubb and Hunt. I like the Browns too. The only question mark for me with the Browns is Baker Mayfield.
Well, that not having their fucking head coach.
I'm not worried about that. The head coach, he can call in.
Be on the phone the whole time. Listen, Baker,
He'll be on that Microsoft Teams shit they're always pushing. Trust me, they got real good at using Zoom calls this season.
You got no argument for me.
Yeah, I mean, I think, and I know all the haters are going to come out and say, "Oh, well, they only won by 2 points playing against Steelers backups." So what? Maybe they didn't want to show the Steelers everything they had last week.
Or Or maybe they just still had COVID issues last week.
Maybe.
And on top of that, it wasn't played against the Steelers backups. That's false. That's false.
Yeah, it was just their backup quarterback.
Just their backup quarterback. You had the entire team there, I do think that they would have won last week, though, for sure, if Ben was playing. But, we're definitely going to see what's going to happen this game.
Well,
hopefully it's not a bus ass like it was in their first meeting.
Did TJ Watt play last week? I thought he sat out too.
I don't fucking remember.
At any rate, I like the Browns. Got anything else? I see the wheels turning.
You know what I got? I fucking went 0-3 in picks. I'm a bum. FATMAN's up 13 games on the fucking year. I'm definitely not going to catch him. It is what it is.
So I was going to ask you, after watching that game, did you feel like using a revolver for mouthwash today?
No. Oh.
All right, man. I don't have anything else. You want to talk about anything else?
Nope, I'm done.
All right, I'm done. So check us out on YouTube. Hit subscribe, hit like. Feel free to leave comments. Find us on Facebook, Fatman and the Hawk. We also upload this to some audio so you can jam us in your head. Nobody fucking listens to it anyway, so I don't know why I waste my time doing it. But Spotify, iTunes, anywhere you feel like listening to us at, we're available for you. Got anything else there, Hockey Boy?
Fuck the Lambs. Fuck the Lambs and fuck the Lambs. Go Hawks. Comment, like, and subscribe. Go Hawks again. I'm the Hawk.
And I'm the Fat Man.
So his.